Hey Gabax here. I talked about defense a little in another video here on the channel, but I want to specifically focus this video on catcher defense and how much I think this is going to be important going forward in MLB The Show 20 and kind of what you want to look for, right? So they had their live stream where they talked about this is like a bad catcher, somebody that's pretty bad. So like in the dirt, if you recall last year, in the dirt pitches, it didn't really matter what your blocking rating was. It seemed to get past everybody equally, whether you're Ivan Rodriguez or a crappy player. Out of position players still had a lot of problems. Like this guy's an out of position player. They'll still let it go past for pass balls. Like this is a free base. Maybe it goes in the dugout for 2 free bases. I don't know. But this is an out of position player. So don't look at this as anything for 20. But basically you can't use players out of position. If like you can throw it into their glove, but like there's gonna be a lot of dropped third strikes and free bases here. So like you remember last year in 19 when the ball hit the ground and it kind of went away from them, and you were either able to get it and throw them and kind of like keep them at their base, or throw them out, right? If they actually tried on you, or the ball flew away far enough. Like those are like 3 outcomes you'll have. So this year, right? This is a catcher, I believe, rated about 67. I believe this catcher's rated 67 blocking. The last catcher didn't have nearly as much. So see how that kind of squirted away from him? I almost wonder, because this, I feel like, so they'll take off a little late. It'll squirt away from them. Then there's the potential just to throw them out. I wonder if 67 blocking or thereabouts is actually better. Like, it oftentimes depends. They say they have branching paths for 6 different animations. Ball in the dirt, left, right. There's a whole bunch of different animations for catches behind the plate for them to get it and then throw it. So somebody with a strong arm with poor blocking might get you a free extra couple outs, which is a weird like meta game to have and way to say, hey, maybe a little worse catcher is better. But when you actually look at the animations, it does get away from me. It doesn't get down soon enough because his blocking's a little bit worse. So that's kind of cool that there's like that kind of like a I don't know what the threshold's going to be, but there's kind of like a little bit of difference between these blockers and how the ball bounces off them. So you see how he's kind of like down a little late, it bounces off the edge of the glove. So a little bit of metagaming. Like obviously with a fast runner, if it gets far enough away like that, they'll take the extra base. But somebody, maybe a mid-speed guy, depends on really what becomes meta, if it's power or speed, if they can properly balance this year. Like last year, we saw a lot of speed guys out there because it was really good. Contact actually mattered. Whereas this is a 97, 95 rating blocking guy. Did you see how early he got down right in front of him? Nobody's taking a base on this, right? This is not going to have anybody challenging your arm after that kind of block. So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to get a high risk, high reward, go with a little bit like mid-tier blocking on your catcher. See if you can't nab him a couple times. But this is kind of like a high-tier catcher. They won't even try on you. Like this is like a I-Rod here where it's like it's just not going nowhere. So like maybe the Gary Sanchez's will still be the meta, but we'll see. I think it's really neat to kind of factor in blocking. Obviously, arm strength's going to matter. Arm accuracy matters. What we saw them with the different tags and stuff, it's going to be a little bit harder to steal bases. I want to show a little about that. There's the first baseman animations. I'll throw a little bit the catching meter right here. Yeah, it's like I think it's in this area. This catching meter. So like that's kind of like hard to throw, hard to get him. Like you could go perfect on the catch throwing meter to get basically the perfect tag. See how it's kind of hard to get that one. On this one, a little bit worse. It's off in the yellow. He misses the base. So like it's either like it depends on how good you are at timing and getting your timing down, whether you're going to be able to really nail it with catchers. And like here's another miss. Basically, it's the same play over. They just wanted to show it again. So like let's keep going as they move forward. Another miss. I think this one was still, maybe this one was in the green. Let's try it. Yeah, this one was high too. That one he went from his knees. So like there's a difference between going from your knees and standing up this year. Like that one, do you see how he went from his knees? He still got him, right? He still nailed him. So it also, ratings definitely matter. Even if it's off the base, the player right now is 21 speed. So he's going to get nabbed no matter how poor your throw is. So obviously, the base runner speed matters, his base running abilities, all that stuff still takes into account. So even if you miss your spot high, was like okay, you still got same play. That was the same 21 speed guy. So here's the next play. Nail it perfect. You see how it's right on the bag? Obviously, your opponent's not going to go on feet first because that's a bad animation. But you see how he nailed that green. So that way, if you can master this down, it's going to be a lot easier throwing out bases. The thing with like throwing out base runners is sometimes it takes you by surprise and you're not really ready for the meter, but you really will be because you'll have to hit the button anyway. So the meter will come up when you expect it to. Nailed it. Nailed them. Perfect. So catching really definitely matters this year. Throw power, throw accuracy, blocking. I love it. I'm really excited to see the future of catching and what's going on for this. So make sure you got a good defensive backstop back there. Just like in real life, right? They always go for the bad. Did I pause this? No, they paused it. They always go, like, the catchers in the major leagues are like not good hitters, right? They're all basically people that are just back there being how they are. Here they are showing off different throwing meters too for different players on their accuracies, right? And how long, the longer the throw, the shorter your accuracy is. But catching, super important next year. I just wanted to highlight it because I'll probably be going with a good backstop early. Well, I'll probably go with Gary Sanchez early. I think I'm gonna try out, see how much I can handle. Kind of like a lower accuracy, little lower blocking kind of guy with a lot of power, because really when you're playing at the lower levels of difficulties like All-Star and below, that it kind of is more forgiveness in the field. But once you get higher, it might be more important to go with a better defensive catcher. So that's what the video is about: defense, catching, throw meters. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for the new defensive system next year, adding on to last year's defensive improvements? But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.